now for sports with J.R. Jackson.
So, we got an interesting topic today. It's called the sports, but it's actually about the WNBA. And they're demanding more coverage from all their local newspapers. So they got this letter that they want everybody to form letter that they want everybody to send out. So they go through this whole thing, and it's embarrassing. The Seattle paper gets 15 letters. The Sacramento paper gets 25. The San Antonio paper gets 10. Right? So it's a total failure PR campaign, and the sports editors get all pissed off, and they say, "Yo, you know what? We're gonna have negative coverage of you." But you know what? In the end, they got the coverage anyway, right?
Right, just because of the story about the coverage of the lack of coverage.
Right, but I have a question in regards to. So, JR, what do you think? Should the local sports pages cover the WNBA just to cover women's sports, or do they have to earn it and be an interesting sport that people give a damn about?
Well, they don't have to cover it to a certain extent. They have to cover it, I think. Just because if there's 100 people there's people who go to the games, obviously in each city. Whoever those people are, they may want to read the next day in the paper. If you completely exclude it and act like it doesn't exist, that's one thing. But to try and give it equal coverage is what you shouldn't do, because obviously more people want to hear about other sports. But you have to give it something because somebody will read it.
All right, JR, who should get more coverage, WNBA or golf?
Golf. Because more people will watch it.
Men's tennis or WNBA?
Men's tennis. WNBA is, I don't know the statistics and the numbers, but it's going to be underneath anything you give me right now.
It's maybe the lowest rated sport in the history of mankind.
No. You know what's interesting? You guys are wrong.
Hockey.
NHL playoffs. Yeah. NHL playoffs gets only half the ratings the WNBA does.
That shows you how this country feels about hockey and basketball. They're like, girls are playing basketball. I'll watch anything before I watch hockey.
Yeah, wow, that's devastating. For
hockey. I'm a huge believer, more than I ever have been, in Title IX. That women's sports have to be funded as equally as men's sports, and certainly in grade school and high school and up through college. You see the value that all of us got from playing team sports, and it's for generations lost on women. They weren't invited, and I think it's why men are in a better position. They don't necessarily succeed better at the workplace, but are often in a better position to succeed at the workplace, because from the time they're 4, you work together, you're playing team sports with your friends. Women have for generations have not been driven in that direction. That has to change. Title IX does not apply to the frickin' newspaper. And like USA Today and ESPN, USA Today insists on treating the women's college basketball tournament like the men's college basketball tournament. Hey, nobody cares. Nobody goes to the games. Nobody watches on TV. Nobody cares. Case closed.
Not literally nobody, but see, there's some people there. You don't have to do it as equal as much.
Mention it. I got it. Run a little story.
You have to give the bracket and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Because then somebody's kids are in there, and they're going to watch, they're going to pay attention. They don't have to have the same thing. They don't have to have...
Hey, look, I look at the bottom third of ESPN sometimes for the scores, college basketball scores, and I'll be like, oh my God, UCLA lost to Washington State. Oh, it's women. Please, why are you doing this to me, ESPN? You're killing me. It's pointless. Nobody cares. No, women are not looking for that score at the bottom third. No one cares. No one. Title IX, yes. Scores in the paper, no.
Final fact on it. Poker on ESPN gets 5 times the ratings of the WNBA.
There you go.
Put a couple of thoughts behind it. More clips on the YoungTurks.com.